Raise your hand if you ever had someone tell you to enjoy the journey. Raise your other hand if that person never explained to you how to enjoy the journey. I've been there. So today I'm going to talk about how you can personally detach from outcomes and get the life that you truly want. Hi, my name's Christina, and this is my channel Embrace with Christina, where we embrace a holistic life and style led by the Word of God. So the first thing you need to do to detach from outcomes is to change your identity. So if you are someone who used to be very reactive to the outcome, if it did not play out the way that you thought, you would just be destabilized. This is where you are going to make that conscious decision that you no longer want to align with that identity. That moving forward, you are going to maintain a sense of peace and maintain a sense of calm if something does not go the way that you planned it. Because here's the deal, we cannot control outcomes. As much as we prepare and we organize and we try to make sure all our ducks are in a row, life is life, and things happen and things come out of nowhere that will throw you off your game, but that's just the way that it is. So depending on your reaction to whatever has happened is going to determine what you receive in life. Take a moment to practice self-awareness and look within and try to identify areas where you are very reactive. A lot of times this could be things that were just projected onto us as children, and so we've learned that happiness comes from outside ourselves, or that we need to control other people or control all these variables to be happy. But in reality, you create the happiness. Happiness comes from what comes from within. Joy comes from within, and you don't need anyone else to perform a certain way, do things a certain way. You don't need a situation to play out a certain way in order for you to be happy. You can just be. You can just be that. So this is you deciding that you are going to be free from this old identity, this old thinking that really had you going in this rumination spiral and kept you in really a lower vibration of like lack and needing to have control over everything. So that's going to be number one, is change your identity. Decide that you're going to change your identity, because it really is a conscious decision. And from there, you can now move on to the next step. The next thing that you want to do is you want to heal from past traumas. This is so important because you would be amazed at how many decisions you actually make from your trauma. These are things that have been imprinted in your nervous system, and these are things that you have to purge out. And the only way to do that is to go through therapy. You can do your own self-therapy. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that's available where you can have take your shot at it. I've done that as well. And one of those things you can do is cognitive behavioral therapy, which includes things like, journaling, doing some self prompts, asking yourself certain types of questions, doing shadow work, a lot of that type of stuff. So it's not impossible. So just know that you can therapize yourself, but up until a certain extent. You don't want to do too much self-help in this area. It is good to go to a therapist or a counselor and have them work with you through your issues, because it's so important to start this healing process. Once you start healing and you start breaking down all those traumas and healing from the things that happened in the past, what you're going to notice is your true self is going to start to emerge. You're probably going to reconnect with things that you used to love, things that you wanted to pursue, but maybe you were discouraged from doing those things, or you didn't think you were capable of achieving those things because someone else projected that on you. That's another reason why healing is important, because a lot of some of the things that a lot of some of the ideals that we carry, they're other people's ideals. They're not yours. They don't reflect who you are. So that's one thing to keep in mind, just when you're dealing with people in general, is that a lot of times people will project who they are onto you because they want someone else to feel just as bad as they do. So just want to add that little piece in there too. So once you start doing these things, again, you're going to start discovering who you are and your purpose, and it's such a beautiful, wonderful place, and you'll just feel so spiritually free. So if you're someone who's looking to narrow down your purpose and your strengths, click the link below and hop on a clarity reset call with me, and we'll work through that together. Depending on the stories you're telling yourself, depending on the stories that have been running in the back of your mind, that's going to determine how you respond to things. Or also just determine whether you react to things or you respond to things, and how quickly you're able to pivot. So make sure that you do the internal work and that you sit right here on number 2 as long as you need to, because this is really going to make a huge difference. So number 3 is you want to invest in your spiritual growth. So as I mentioned before, our bodies take cues and information from our brain and from our spirit. So make sure that you are feeding your spirit. So this includes, but not limited to, reading the Word of God, getting close with God, so having this intimate time, talking to God, praying, all of that stuff, meditating, affirmations, spending time in nature. All of these things feed your spirit, it strengthens your soul, and it just helps you to walk in this new identity that you're taking on. We already touched on the mind and changing our identity and going to therapy. So now we got to invest in the spiritual, because we're 3-part beings: mind, body, and spirit. So I want to mention 2 tests that you can take that's going to reveal how you connect with God personally, and also what are some of your strengths and some of your weaknesses that you may need to work on in reference to just your personality. So these are tests that I have taken myself, and I will tell you that they are 100% accurate. Everything about these tests were so validating as to who I am as a person, who God's made me to be, and also how I connect with God, because here's the deal, we don't all connect to God the same. The 2 tests that I'm talking about is, one is Enneagram, and then the other one, it is, gosh, I forgot the name, but it's a test that's made for those who want to work in leadership within the church. But it's great to take, because again, it's going to show you how you connect with God personally. So one of the examples they use is someone who maybe doesn't connect that well in worship, but they do connect when they're actually hearing the word. And I think this is so important, because God has made us all unique with our own personalities and our own gifts and our talents and everything else that he's designed us to be. And so why would we only connect to him one way? Why would there only be this one way to talk to God or spend time with him, when this whole earth is his, this whole universe is his? So I just want to add that in there, and I did link those down below, so you can click on those links as well and take the test for yourself, and I'm pretty sure you'll be pleasantly surprised. And last but not least, number 4 is to take action. So once you decide that you are going to be happy and at peace no matter what the outcome is, stand on it. You have to keep standing on this decision, walking in it until it is second nature. You are rewiring your nervous system. And in order for this to become a new identity, you have to just keep doing it until you don't even really think about it anymore. It's just who you are. This is the part that trips people up, because you will have tests. You will have things come up that are going to possibly send you back into old habits. But know that that's okay. You're human. There is nothing you can do to be perfect. Like, it's going to happen. But it's okay. You pick yourself back up, and then you continue on again and say, okay, that's fine. That was a little slip up, but we are back on track. So one thing that's going to help you is being around a supportive community. So that looks like hanging around emotionally mature people who are not reactive, but they are responsive. Being around or being in environments that celebrate you, and also detaching from toxic people, just going on contact with them, because you don't need that in your life. You are establishing a new identity, and this identity is so important to you actually getting the things that you truly want in life, because when you are now operating in this space of openness, you're free, right? You're free. Your nervous system is not destabilized. So when your nervous system is in a state of stability, it's not destabilized, You can hear things that you normally don't hear. You can see opportunities that you normally wouldn't see. You feel things that you probably normally wouldn't feel because you were always in this state of lack. You were always trying to control the variables and figure out what to do. But instead, you are just being. You are truly enjoying the journey and enjoying the experiences that you are having and allowing things to come to you, which is a much better place to be in. That's how you're gonna feel. You're gonna feel so relaxed. So remember, give yourself some grace. If you slip up, just keep going. Know that this identity will become the new norm for you. So hopefully this was helpful for you. If it was, leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video with those that you think it would greatly benefit. That is it for today. I will catch you on the next video. Have a great day. Bye.